Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a book that's shrouded in mystery, packed with incredible stories and considered so controversial that it's not included in the official Bible of most Western traditions. I'm talking about the Book of Enoch. Have you ever wondered about the stories behind the stories in the Bible? The whispers of angels gone rogue, the origins of giants, or maybe even a sneak peek at the end of days that wasn't quite covered in Revelation? Well, the Book of Enoch claims to offer just that. Forget what you think you know about angels with fluffy wings playing harps. This book paints a picture of powerful celestial beings who made some very human and very problematic choices. And the consequences were, well, let's just say they were earth-shattering. So first things first, what is this mysterious book we're talking about? The Book of Enoch is an ancient Jewish religious work, traditionally attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah. Yes, that Enoch, the one mentioned briefly in Genesis, who walked with God, and he was no more because God took him. Pretty intriguing exit, right? Well, this book fills in some of the blanks, to say the least. Interestingly, while it's not part of the canonical scriptures of Judaism or most Christian denominations, it holds a significant place in Ethiopian and Eritrean Orthodox Christianity, where it's considered sacred scripture. Think about that for a second. A book considered holy by millions, yet largely unknown or dismissed by many others. That alone makes it worth exploring, don't you think? All right, let's get to the juicy stuff, the story that really sets the Book of Enoch apart. It's the tale of the Watchers. According to the book, these Watchers were a class of high-ranking angels tasked with, well, watching over humanity. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? But things took a very dramatic turn. These celestial beings started to lust after human women, and not in a fleeting, admiring way. We're talking full-on forbidden relationships. The Book of Enoch tells us that 200 of these Watchers descended to earth on Mount Hermon and swore an oath to take human wives. Can you imagine the audacity? These were beings of pure light and power stepping into the mortal realm and breaking some serious cosmic rules. And what came from these unions? Well, brace yourselves. They produced offspring that were unlike anything seen before. Giants, the Nephilim. These weren't your friendly neighborhood gentle giants. The Book of Enoch describes them as colossal beings with insatiable appetites who consumed the resources of humanity and even turned on them. It paints a pretty grim picture, to be honest. So where does Enoch fit into all this celestial drama? Well, as the great-grandfather of Noah and a righteous man who walked with God, Enoch is chosen as a messenger and intermediary between the fallen angels and the divine. Imagine being tasked with confronting a couple of hundred rebellious angels who have literally broken the laws of the universe. Talk about a tough job! The book details Enoch's ascent into the heavens, his encounters with God and various archangels, and the petitions he carries from the Watchers seeking forgiveness. But here's the thing. The judgment against the Watchers is pretty severe. They are bound, cast into the abyss, and face eternal punishment for their transgressions. Enoch's journeys through the cosmos are described in vivid detail, offering glimpses into the structure of the heavens, the dwelling places of angels, and even the fiery realms of judgment. These descriptions are fascinating because they provide a cosmology that is quite different from the more familiar biblical narratives. The Book of Enoch isn't just about the past. It also delves into the future, offering prophecies and visions of the end times. Enoch receives revelations about the judgment of the wicked, the coming of the Messiah, referred to as the Son of Man, and the establishment of a righteous kingdom. Why was the Book of Enoch excluded? This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the Book of Enoch is so old and contains such fascinating and influential stories, why isn't it part of the standard biblical canon for most Western Christians and Jews? There are several reasons for this. Firstly, its origins and authorship are debated. The text itself shows evidence of multiple authors and later editions. This makes it difficult to definitively place it within the accepted lineage of divinely inspired texts. Secondly, some of the theological ideas presented in the Book of Enoch differ from mainstream interpretations. Thirdly, as the biblical canon was being formalized in the early centuries of Christianity, different communities had different opinions on which books to include. Ultimately, it didn't make the cut for the official canon in the West. So we've journeyed through ancient history, scandalous angelic affairs, cosmic voyages, and prophetic visions. But why should this old, non-canonical book matter to you today? Well, for one thing, it offers a fascinating glimpse into the religious and cultural landscape of the ancient world. It helps us understand the beliefs and anxieties of the people who lived during the time when many of the texts we now consider scripture were being written. Secondly, it raises some profound questions about the nature of good and evil, the consequences of disobedience, and the role of divine judgment. These are themes that continue to resonate with us today, regardless of our religious beliefs. And let's be honest, the stories themselves are just incredibly compelling. Fallen angels, giant offspring, and a man who walked with God and saw the secrets of the universe. It's the stuff of legends. What do you think about the Book of Enoch? Did any of these stories surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspectives on this fascinating and often overlooked ancient text. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into more mysterious and historical topics, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.